Hello internet viewers. This time my video is not going to be live, and the reason why is because, well, it seems like people aren't playing as much ranked anymore and they're more leaning towards player matches. And yeah, so by the time I'm finished waiting for someone to get on, I'm really irritated because I hate waiting. I really do. So instead I have the computer record the matches, and then I record them off my game capture setup. Anyway, yeah, this first match was a player match. Ooh, that was really weird. Like I ended up backwards. Anyway, I got totally owned that first round, but don't worry, I progressively get better. This was like the first time I had played since I'd been away for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Been playing a lot of Counter-Strike Go, or just games from the Steam Summer Sale. So I was taking advantage of that. This guy was playing another character before, so this might not be his main, but he's a pretty decent Patroclus. He knows how to block pretty well. And on my other games, even though I forgot what character he was using, he could auto GI really. I think it was Algo, maybe. I'm not sure. Like there, he just auto GI'd me when he knew I would follow up with an attack. And the only reason I am doing well this round is because I learned from my past couple of games with him, which he had won. So I'm finally getting sort of used to his playstyle, I guess. And yeah. Not like attacking all the time. Being sort of smart about it. And since it had been so long, I guess I was a little rusty, but I think I've gotten a little better since my absence. I don't know, it's something to do with like there. Like I never tried to just guard Patroclus critical edge, but for some reason I felt like I could, and I just did it. I was like, yeah. I mean, I had practiced it before, just I never did it in a player match. And it just made me feel really good, because it seems like with my absence, a lot more of the game has sunk into my brain, and I think I'm getting timing a lot better. Like that move, I definitely have got a grasp of. This weird like helicopter move. Really easy to just guard, by the way. A lot of Patrocluses, but you just gotta know what to do. Anyway. There I got a pretty good chance to get in my 140 damage combo, because he sort of jumped the gun at the start. Anyway. Continue watching, please. I kind of do want to talk about other things. Since this isn't live, I figured, hey, I can actually converse with the two people that watch. Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think another reason why a lot of people aren't playing so much ranked is because a lot of people that would be playing are already A1 ranked, and like, well, this is boring. I can only go down. Why would I continue playing ranked? Let me just go player matches. I think that's a big issue. They should have at least whatever game that's coming after this, at least more than just E through A. Maybe they add a super rank like S rank, or like I don't know, double S, triple S, maybe X or Z. That'd be awesome, because then like the ladder to climb would be really, really long, and it would take a lot longer for people to get there. And you could really see like where people stand in comparison with each other. Like I could play another B or A, and they could be either really way better than me, or maybe the same. I don't know. It really isn't that much of an indicator. I think the percentages might be a better indicator, but still it's kind of flawed. Anyway, this is a different guy. I think I did get a just guard with her. Anyway, not that that's really skill for anything. I think a lot of people are getting grasp of it. And back in the day, man, when the game first came out, I thought just guards would be impossible. It's like 1-2 frames. I don't really have a good concept of frames back then, but I knew that was like a 30th of a second. I was like, how can people do that? That's crazy. But it's all with the strings. You know when they're coming, or when you know that the other player's at an advantage and you know they'll try to attack, then that's when you know when to just guard. Anyway, I think I'm talking about stuff a lot of people already know, so let me talk about some other stuff, that more current stuff. Speaking of things I want changed, like the ranking system, I'd sort of like to put my 2 cents on this wishlist phenomenon I'm seeing around the 8-way run forums, especially regarding the DLC petition thread that I keep getting deleted from. I personally think, and you might very well disagree and spam the shit out of my dislike button, but I think it's useless. Not to be a naysayer or a pessimist, but first of all, it's not even a petition. It's a link to a Facebook page that uses likes and a poll to try to galvanize some sort of change. And the change everyone there wants, apparently, is not about DLC, but for coming out with some sort of super edition of Soul Calibur 5. Sort of like what Capcom, Marvel, DC, whatever games done. People want so much change, apparently, that everyone seems to think a new version of the game would be necessary for this change. I just don't see how a new game, even if it were to make great improvements, would make the franchise any more popular. If you'd lose, I mean, you would lose too many people in the Switch and divide the few people who actually enjoy the game. And we're not that many people, so I don't think we could ever risk that. If anything, the game that everyone already has right now should be updated via DLC, like I thought the petition was about. So if it were updated at all, it would just be with the same game. At least I think so. All of those changes people want could totally be patched in, and guess what? It would make the active community appreciative, and it would attract the crowd of people who might have been displeased with the original game and you know, dropped it maybe. You know, it would make people see that the franchise itself is worthwhile to buy into, rather than to see a potential re-release flop. If not by a divide in the community, then by, you know, surely due to a lack of sales. Because, you know, if it wasn't popular now, you can't assume that you're going to have more sales. I mean, that's stupid. I'm not sure of anything, but a re-release seems so unsmart and risky when you look past selfish desires and look at the bigger picture. The only re-release that would make sense to me would be the future iteration of the series, namely Soul Calibur 6, when the company would actually organize resources to make, you know, significant changes. If you feel that Soul Calibur 5 was rushed to the shelves, rushing a re-release is stupid, when it is very likely the resources are just not there right now. They're just not. I mean, it's not even a year since Soul Calibur 5 has been out. I think let Soul Calibur 5 live its life. However, I do agree that Namco should patch imbalances and even add those DLC characters they teased us with those blank spots on the Raid a Soul page. And if it wants to, and it should do that if it wants to garner more, you know, support for when the next iteration of the game comes. By the way, this guy has an awesome Scorpion. I really like that Scorpion. I didn't know his name was Scourge Pain, and maybe that's just made up, but whatever. I don't play much Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I think they should update the game as this game without the risk of disappointing fans, because there would be no way you could disappoint fans with new updates to the current game. Alright, so I think instead of making futile efforts at making each other feel good with this petition and whatnot on their wish list, I'd rather see actual, like, correspondence between fans and Namco. It would be great to see interviews with Namco employees that both shows the community concerns to Namco, and of course lets us find out what the company thinks or plans to do about it. It just seems like we're praying to the gods when I feel like there should be more visible communication. Shoot, I don't know. I say all that. I might even email or Twitter someone over there if I can to get a better sense of what's going on with DLC, rather than, you know, looking up third-party wish lists on forums. Anyway, having said all that, would you like to hear my wish list for Soul Calibur 6? Too bad. I'll say it anyway. First of all, I think I'll state a couple things that I think everyone pretty much agrees on. A lot of people seem to want to bring back those original styles that were left out. People like Sungmina, Talum, ZaSLML, Youngsung. Those are just the ones I remember from Soul Calibur 4. I'm not too willing to see all those Sword and Shield sisters, mothers, whatever, come back, though. Unless they were condensed to like 2 characters. Having all of them would mean you got Pyrrha, Pomega, Pyrrha Omega, Cassandra, Selphia, and probably some other Sword and Shield sister I don't know about from before Soul Calibur 4. I don't know, maybe like combine Pyrrha and Omega, like Tira's Naughty and Jolly side. I think that would be pretty cool, actually. Anyway, another thing I think I agree with a lot of people is to get back to the old cast. I think a lot of people were disappointed with the new faces. So maybe like leave the new cast as alternate costumes or just get rid of them entirely. Maybe make an alternate timeline to make sense out of it, or I don't even care if it doesn't make sense. I wouldn't care so much about story cohesiveness. You know, in regards to getting back those old characters. Oh, and no more shiny orbs, please. I know y'all think I hate Viola, which is very true. But I have to say, Algo was pretty awesome. But now, since we got Viola, I think we've got the orb projectile covered now. I think we're good. Let's see. I might have to add more video to finish my thoughts up here. Yeah, maybe like some more awesome tactile weaponry. You know, now that doesn't mean like another Sword and Shield sister, please. But like, if there was ever need for a new style, maybe a weapon with 2 different edges, like a blade with a sawed edge or something. Or I don't know, maybe a long-chained or roped weapon that, you know, a little different from Ivy. I know Ivy sort of fits that role, but I'm pretty sure you could make a new style out of that. Or even a mace, or a mace on a chain, like those badasses in Zelda. Or God, oh yes, a crowbar portal gun combo. That would be pretty sweet. If Soul Calibur 6 ever comes out, and also Half-Life 3 ever comes out, which I have no idea if it would, that would be the best guest character ever. Anyway, another thing I wish they would do is make movement safer. I hate tracking verticals. If someone sidesteps a vertical and gets countered, all that's doing is punishing the good choice from the defender's end and rewarding the bad choice on the attacker's end. It's super lame. And I guess a lot of core players were mad about the backdash patch, which made it unsafe. It gave a cooldown of backdash before you could guard. But I can actually see why they did this more than their decision for overt vertical tracking. Getting the opponent to whiff is better than blocking, so it makes sense to make the backdash more risky. Let me put it this way. It makes sense to put more risk on a backdash that could get your opponent to whiff either a horizontal or a vertical. But it does seem that the counter hit property makes it too risky, especially against long-ranged weapons. So maybe, and this is just my possible solution, maybe keep the backdash cooldown but take away the backdash counter when you get hit. I think that could possibly balance out the risk reward out pretty well. Anyway, and last thing, and this It's probably something way down a list of everyone's list. But maybe they never even thought of it. But I really wish they'd get some fucking Western costume designers in Namco. All the apparel and custom creation is so Asian. Give me a shirt, an actual shirt, or actual normal shoes, or cap, or jacket, or shorts, for crying out loud, or robe, or dress shirt, or tie, or tuxedo, whatever. Everything, I mean, including hairstyles, it's all Asian, and the game could so do with some more Western flair. Like, add beards, or this has nothing to do with the Western Asian thing, but I totally think that the faces need more variety. I mean, you got either a choice of butt ugly or Barbie doll, and that's so stupid. I think there should be more faces. All right, so that's my long rant. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe even me talking over it. Yeah, I'm starting to teach again this year. So probably not going to be able to make much more content as I used to, but I'll try to get around to doing something maybe every other weekend. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. If you did, click that like button. I'll see you some other time. Peace.